Hi, I'm DIY Jeff, and today I'm going to show you how to replace the driver's side power seat track on my 2006 Ford Mustang. This procedure will be applicable for all 2005 to 2009 V6 and GT models. No aftermarket companies make power seat tracks for Mustangs, so your only option is to get a new or used OEM one. And at the time of this filming, the cheapest new one I could find was on eBay for just under $900, and the cheapest used one was just under $300. Replacement of the entire seat track is required should any of the three motors go bad that operate the seat track, or if the two gears that operate the front and back movement of the track go bad. Ford designed the track in such a way that the motors and the gearing are not serviceable and the entire track must be replaced. Before deciding to replace your entire power seat track, it is noteworthy to mention that the six-way switch that operates the power seats in these Mustangs is prone to failure and is a serviceable item. Many aftermarket companies make them for around $25. So enough talking about it, let's get started. To demonstrate the problem with the seat track that I was having, my track wouldn't go back past halfway, which caused my knees to rest against the dash, which is not only uncomfortable, but also dangerous. The seat track worked for tilt and up and down, and it moved forward, but did not move all the way back. Anytime that you may be working with an airbag connection, it's always wise to disconnect the negative battery cable for your own safety. If your driver's seat is not equipped with an airbag, then you can skip this step. Using a 1/2-inch socket, a ratchet, and an extension, remove the two front bolts securing the seat to the vehicle's frame. Next, remove the plastic covers that are over the two rear mounting bolts. To remove the covers, pull straight back to release the clip. With a 15mm socket, remove the two rear nuts that hold the seat frame to the stud. Before you can fully remove the seat, tilt the seat towards the inside of the car to access the wiring harness clips underneath. Unplug the big brown clip first by pressing in on the tab to separate. The yellow clip is an airbag clip. Your Mustang will have this even if you don't have an airbag in the seat. The seat is now ready to be removed. Carefully lift it up. It's a bit awkward and heavy, so if you have an extra set of hands, it's helpful. To work on disassembling the seat from the power seat track, you don't need a table or something to set it on at waist level, but it does make it easier to work on. My seat doesn't have an airbag, but my replacement seat track did not come with this clip, and the clip keeps the car from throwing an error airbag code. The trim must be removed next. Remove the outer cover of the seat adjustment switch by prying up on the edges with a flat tool. The tilt lever has a retaining clip that must be removed, and then you can pull the lever off. On some Mustangs this is a magnet, but on mine it's a snap. There are several clips holding the trim. Be careful not to break any of the plastic tabs. Where I'm pulling up on the trim there's a tab, but mine was already broken. Next, unclip the plug that goes into the power seat switch. Press down on the tab and pull. Disconnect the lumbar switch using the same method and pull straight up on the trim. The seat fabric is held to the frame using plastic channels on all four sides. There are also several Christmas tree retaining clips, and if you don't have replacement clips, be careful not to damage them so that they can be reused. The clip tool I'm using has been invaluable to me, and if you don't have one, I highly suggest you pick one up. I've got a link down in the description to one if you're interested. Disconnect the gray clip, which is for the lumbar. Pull down on this piece of fabric and then lift it off the metal tab. There are two bolts on each side of the frame that attach the upper portion of the seat to the lower portion. They are torqued pretty tight, but I found a breaker bar broke them loose fairly easily. To get the right leverage, setting the seat on the ground made it much easier. Next, remove the bottom foam from the seat track by just pulling it away. Before reassembling the seat, it's a good idea to test your replacement seat track in the vehicle first, especially if it's used. Since new ones run almost $800, I pulled mine from a local junkyard for $25, so I definitely want to test it first. You won't be able to test the lumbar since there's no seat back, so just plug in the power seat switch. Set the seat track on its side and plug in the seat switch as well as the airbag switch so the car doesn't throw an error code. Line up the rear holes over the studs to hold the seat track in place. Temporarily connect the battery, then turn the ignition on and test that the seat moves the full length in all directions. You're now ready to start seat reassembly. Assembly is the exact opposite steps from disassembly. Line up the channels in the foam pad with the frame. Work your way around all four sides of the seat, reattaching the plastic channels and all the retaining clips. I found it easiest to start on one side and work my way around, finishing with the front. Next, line up the bolt holes that reattach the seat back. I'm not sure what the torque specs are, but they need to be really tight. The last thing you want to have happen is to get in an accident and the seat back malfunction. Pull the fabric and stretch it over the metal. Reconnect the lumbar plug. Before connecting the next clip, fold the fabric over on itself to line up the two holes first. Line up the splines on the reclining lever and push it into place. Then install the C-clip. Pop on the plastic seat switch cap. The seat is now ready to be put back into the vehicle. Angle the seat bottom so that you can access the clips and plug them back in. Position the holes in the rear frame over the mounting studs. Then move to the front of the seat, line up the holes, and securely tighten the two front mounting bolts. Next, move to the two rear bolts and tightly secure the nuts. After both nuts are tightened, push the plastic caps into place. You can now reconnect the positive battery cable. It's a good idea to do one last check to make sure all the directions of the power seat are functioning properly. I hope this video was helpful for you. If it was, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Also, click the bell icon next to the subscribe button and you'll get notified every time I upload a new video. DIY Jeff is your go-to YouTube channel for helpful how-tos and honest reviews.